Simps are the reason women feel so entitled. Boy, a lot of assumptions in that title there. That women in general feel entitled to something. I'm sure he'll explain what they're entitled to, and that it's somehow all the simp's fault. So, Mr. Randy Konsey, take it away.
YouTube, how y'all living, man? Hope everybody's Gucci. Uh, Today's topic, man, we're going to just dive right into this, man. Men are the reason why females feel so entitled in this world, in this society. And by men, I mean you beta cuck simp men. Like, y'all the reason why these girls are walking around with these huge heads. Y'all the reason why their egos are all the way up here when their egos should be all the way down here. You got girls who look like Helga from Hey Arnold thinking that they deserve a guy who's a 9 or a 10 just cause. She don't do nothing for herself. She don't work on herself. She got two different baby daddies. She on welfare.
Oh boy. Less than a minute in, and we've already got some yikes, fellas. Yeah, there's a lot of issues in the gender dichotomy in the world right now. Not least of which is the way that women are expected to be the arbiters, or are expected to put a lot of work into looking good, and men are kind of expected to just do whatever. And frankly, I support women who just kind of do whatever. A lot of women are just as attractive when they don't put a lot of effort into it. But it's not simp's fault if a woman doesn't put a lot of effort into her appearance and still gets attention. I just wow.
Affair, and she thinks in her mind that she deserves a high valued man. Why? Because y'all simps have made it so that
As opposed to dudes who put little to no effort into their appearance or personality and assume that they deserve women's attention. Like, I want to make it clear that there are definitely some women who feed off of the attention of these kind of men, the men he's talking about, but they're not like the majority of men. And the majority of men, at least in my experience that I've seen, or the majority of women, excuse me, in my experience that I've seen, who have these simp followers, put a lot of effort into their appearance. Either they work out so they have a nice body, they wear, good, well done makeup, dress properly. So while I'm not going to simp for simps here, I do think that they are also a problem. This is not a one gender did wrong issue. This is an issue where both where society itself has created a situation where both genders have to behave poorly in order to get the attention they crave. And that's not a good thing. But it's not women's fault. It's not men's fault. It's men and women's fault.
these females have the biggest of egos. These females are making six figures off of having an OnlyFans. I don't
You mad, bro? You jelly that people want to pay women to see them naked when they can see them for free? I support OnlyFans. I support, not financially because I can't afford it, and I don't. There's no one on OnlyFans that as far as I've seen, that I would care to support. But I support the idea of OnlyFans, of giving women the ability to take control of their own body and profit from it. Sex work is work, my friend.
blame the females. Nah. I blame y'all because y'all keep on enabling it. Y'all, bro, porn is free. And some of y'all are literally paying $100 a month, $50 a month to see your basic neighborhood thought get naked in front of the camera. And
And again, by doing so, you are letting that person get paid more directly and more, they get a bigger cut of it than through other services, and they make sure that they're not being exploited by, say, shitty pornographers. I mean, I agree with him there. Porn is free. If you pay for it, then there should be something special there. But you know, some people pay for OnlyFans because they like the person who is doing it, either the way they look, the art or skits. And as I've said, OnlyFans is not just the girl next door taking off her clothes in front of a camera. There's a lot of lewd cosplay, artwork, a lot of stuff like that, which is harder to monetize. For one thing, and since we live in a capitalist system, if you want to do something as complex as cosplay, you need to monetize it somehow. And if you want to do lewd cosplay, it's hard, really hard to monetize that, especially since, from what I can tell, the majority of cosplay monetization essentially comes from either Patreon, which I don't know how Patreon feels about lewd cosplay, given their pretty puritanical standards in the last couple of years that may be kind of shaky. But the other way to monetize it is to get paid to show up at conventions. And even before the lockdown, it was definitely hard for lewd cosplayers to get convention contracts, right? I mean, Blizzard isn't going to pay someone to show up in a Jaina Proudmoore costume that shows her in like bondage gear. And they might if it's really tasteful and well done, or if it's a really popular cosplayer. But like if you want to do like partial nude cosplay or something like that, then you need some sort of extra revenue source. And OnlyFans is an excellent way of doing that. Again, it's not men's fault that women, like, if someone provides a service and someone is willing to pay for it under the capitalist system, that's A-okay. I agree we should create a system where they don't have to monetize taking off their clothes if that's what they enjoy in order to pay the bills. But unfortunately, that's not the system we live in.
then you wonder why this girl's got a big head. These other females are not paying for these girls' other OnlyFans. It's y'all. Y'all.
Really? You don't think there's any lesbians paying for female OnlyFans? And there are dudes on OnlyFans too. You think there's only gay guys going to OnlyFans? Some real bad assumptions there, Randy.
Simp men. Y'all out here. Y'all just making these females feel so entitled, bro. You got girls who are fat as hell. 400
That is beautiful.
pounds. And they still feel like at the end of the day, they can get a good looking man who's in shape. Why? Because she got guys who are in shape in her DMs right now. And she look mad fat, sloppy, and nasty.
And the reason why those dudes who would be considered chads by certain segments of the internet population are in these people's DMs is because they're lonely and isolated and atomized. This is an issue with, again, our society, with capitalism, not with men. Like, you're trying to call out dudes who pay for OnlyFans. But you're ignoring the fact that it's not just dudes who pay for OnlyFans, it's women and NBs and all sorts of people pay for OnlyFans. Because it's not just women on OnlyFans. And you're trying to claim that just because someone is overweight, they can't be attractive. I mean, there are people who are attracted only to overweight people. And God fucking bless them. Are you saying they're wrong? Or is it if they don't fit your standard of beauty, then they're not beautiful? I think it might be that second one.
But she still got guys all over her. A girl who is a 4, on a scale from 1 to 10, a girl who is a 4 got more options than you as a guy who's a 7. Do you know what that means, bro?
Yes, because women have been deemed the gatekeepers of sex in our society, and it shouldn't be that way. I don't get it. What's this guy's stake in all this? How does it affect him if people pay women he thinks are unattractive on OnlyFans? How much do I weigh, bet you will? I tip in about 400. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's assuming that his standards of beauty are the objective standards of beauty, and that's simply not the case.
A girl who's a 4 got more options than you. And it will always be like that. Why?
Because to you, she's a 4, but to other people, she's a 7 or 8 or even a fucking 10. Because not everyone cares about someone's physical appearance as much as their personality. Like, I know that's an old cliche or whatever, but fuck. Like, I've known some hot as fuck women, like banging could be models, who are just shitty people who I would not want to be around. Sorry if all you look for is a banging body and don't care what comes out of their mouth. Like, that's on you, bro.
Guys will always be thirsty. Guys will always fiend and do the most just to get in a girl's pants. Like, it's mind blowing, man. This stuff will never end. The cycle will never end because simps will.
You don't know that it will never end. We're trying to end it, but this kind of rhetoric only perpetuates it. Because it makes women who aren't traditionally beautiful, traditionally attractive, feel like shit. It makes them feel like they're doing something wrong when they're not. Objectively.
Always reign. Simps will always be like simps will always simp. I posted on my Snapchat yesterday. No, last night. If you go on my Snapchat, Randy-Boogie, I posted my Snapchat last night. This guy came in front of my building, the building next to me, and he was literally crying out the window because to his ex-girlfriend, I guess he may have done something or whatever, and his ex-girl broke up with him. And he said that when you cheated on me with that guy, I took you back. And he's crying out her window, talking about, you don't know how you made me feel. You don't know how you made me feel. You made me feel so bad. You have no idea how you made me feel.
Wow. Good for him. I mean, yeah, obviously, no one but those two know the exact contents of that relationship. So apparently she cheated on him and he felt bad, but he took her back. There could be a variety of reasons for that, some good, some bad. But you're going to call him a simp and say he is not a man or less of a man because he cried and wanted, yeah, it sounds like he probably should just move on. Like it probably wasn't a good, healthy relationship just from this description. But you're going to impugn him for this when really it sounds like she might be a shitty person. And again, a banging body doesn't make up for a shitty personality.
She probably up there in her room just laughing, hearing this guy. Her head getting bigger and bigger, boosting her ego. Because she got a simp downstairs crying over her. Literally. He was literally crying over this girl. Why do y'all do that? You swiping up 24/10 on the same girl. Yo, one of my homegirls posted a guy, she posted her DMs. A guy was sending her heart eyes since January. She never replied to the guy once. The guy been sending her hard eyes since January, and she posted it laughing. Like, oh my God, this guy been in my DM since January. Doesn't he stop? Don't y'all know that when y'all show these females so much attention, so much love, they laugh at that. They
The shitty ones do. Like, has this guy never met a decent human being in his life? A decent woman? A good, honest, caring woman? Or are all the women he's interacted with these shitty, arrogant women who, like, yes, I'm probably a little, I'm guessing I'm a little bit older than him. I'm in my 30s. I'm guessing he's probably in his 20s. Just by his attitude and the way he's talking. I don't know. But, like, there are women who, for every woman who laughs and posts laugh crying emojis to on top of a screenshot of this dude sending me heart eye emojis since January, there's a woman who is just like, I don't want to deal with this. The problem is, from what I've heard from people on things like Tinder, date sites, apps, what have you, women are spoiled for choice. And that's not because of simps. That's because since we have assigned more or less arbitrarily women as the gatekeepers of sex, is assuming that men always want sex and women are the ones who decide when it happens, that women can go on these date sites and if they want a date, they can get one. So, guys, especially if they're not super suave or super, their game ain't that great, they kind of just do the shotgun approach where they just maybe go a little over hard in performatively saying how attractive or cool someone is in hopes of getting something. Because women can be heartless on these dating sites. Just completely uninterested in conversation. Unless you are like a 10 out of 10 Chad, then yeah, you'll get some women who message you first or message you back with more interesting stuff. But the problem is that people think that Tinder is how you make a meaningful relationship. And there have been meaningful relationships that spawn from Tinder. But they're very much the exception rather than the rule.
showed their homegirls. Oh my God, look at this thirsty ass dude all up in my DMs. I haven't replied to him one time. He texted me 50 times. I never once replied.
And how often do you show DMs from some woman you hooked up with or were gonna hook up with, but then for some reason decided not to? Show that to your homeboys and laugh about it. I know that shit happens. So don't pretend that you're some higher being or something because you don't talk about, because you've seen women do this. Men do the same shit.
They laughing at you. The nice guy, they don't say, oh my God, he's so nice. I can't wait to sleep with him. No. They say, ew, why is he all up on my body? Females are backwards. The stuff that.
And then there's the Tumblr post I came across here recently where it was like, so there was this dude on Snapchat I was talking to, and he was pretty cool. And then he sent me a dick pic. And like, damn, I can't sleep with this dude now. Which sucks because I was totally going to sleep with him if a coffee date went well. But you cock blocked yourself. So this is what makes dating in the digital age so weird and difficult is that there's no one size fits all solution. But people like you are out here saying that people who try one method are being dumb and inflating women's egos when what you do, I assume, based on your attitude and the way you're talking about the situation, probably serves to deflate women's egos. Although, to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't be shocked if there were DMs of him, there were situations of him sliding into DMs being all simpy to a girl. You know, or just being fucking romantic, which is not being a simp, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people who think being like sensitive and romantic is being a simp, which is a real problem. And this is ignoring the way that women have to worry about meeting up with a strange dude and them being a rapist murderer. Like, that's a whole other can of worms that women have to deal with that men just completely ignore. That they never have to worry about meeting a woman on a blind date and worrying about is this chick gonna roofie me and take advantage of me? No, that doesn't happen. Not to say women don't rape men. That does happen. But it's almost never a situation of they meet up for a date and then get taken advantage of, and best case scenario, they have to deal with the trauma of being raped.
That you think you're doing, the stuff that you think is pleasing her is not. Get that out your head. Get that blue pill thinking mentality out your head. What you think is pleasing.
Ooh, blue pill, as opposed to the red pill, right, Mr. MRA? Jesus Christ. The fact that a literal allegory for transgender, for someone being transgender, using the symbolism of an estrogen pill written by two trans women, being adopted by the most toxically masculine group of people to ever exist, is probably one of the biggest ironies of the internet. Like, there shouldn't be any irony left on the internet after that happened, but unfortunately there's an infinite supply of irony.
Her, what you think is turning her on is not. You giving her flowers every day, that's not turning her on, bro.
That's different for every woman. It really fucking depends, dude. Your solutions do not work for everyone. There are some women who melt when guys randomly give them flowers. I mean, obviously, it depends a little bit on the situation. If a dude just randomly walks up and hands a woman flowers, like they've never met, they've never interacted, yeah, that's probably a little weird. But if you agree to go on a date, like a Tinder hookup or whatever, and you bring flowers, from my understanding, for most women, that's gonna, like, okay, that puts you a little bit higher. It's a point in your favor. So again, one size does not fit all. Your experience is not universal.
She don't care how many. A female does not care that you brought her flowers every single day. She does not care. She will look you in the eye and say, "I don't give a damn about them flowers you gave me yesterday, two days ago. What are you doing for me now?" That's females. They don't care what you did for them.
That is some shitty females. I mean, right? Am I out of line here? Am I wrong in thinking that, like, there are definitely some women who have that attitude, but that is not universal among women. Just like your attitude of fuck them hoes is not universal among men. And frankly, both attitudes are super toxic, and we should do whatever we need to excise that from society. Like, for real. Both the women who are like, I don't care you brought me flowers, what'd you do for me today, is just as toxic as this fuck them hoes, they're too entitled, their ego's too big attitude you're spouting here.
5 years ago. You could have sponsored that girl for 5 years. She don't give a damn. She don't at all. Understand that. These females don't care about our feelings. But then they so quick to say, we the ones that started it. How? From the minute we're born, we were told from birth to treat women with respect, to be the nice guy. A whole bunch of BS. From birth, we were told to idolize.
Yeah, the nice guys. There's a difference between treating a woman with respect and being a nice guy. Treating a woman with respect means treating her like a fucking human being. It means listening to her wants and needs and what she, what she expects, her expectations. Being a nice guy basically means, well, I'm not a rapist. I treat you like spun glass. Like, fuck. Dude, seriously. So it kind of depends on what you want. If you just want to get your rocks off, you're right, dude, porn is free. But if you want an actual meaningful relationship, maybe try treating women with respect. If all you want is a masturbation aid, then there are women who will help you with that. I'm not gonna be one of these tight-ass Puritan people who are like, if you just want to get your rocks off, porn is free. You don't need a woman for that. Now, sex is most times better than masturbation. But, like, if you're trying to build something real, like an actual relationship, you're gonna need to talk to her and find out what she wants. And yeah, some women don't value flowers. So there are some women who, even if they're not shitty people, are not going to be moved by someone bringing them flowers. But again, that's why you need to talk to them.
A female, treated like a queen. From birth, a female is taught to be a player. They the original players, not us. They turned us into this way.
What world are you on? Women are taught to be players from birth? Slut shaming? The whole... this is how I know this dude is fucking younger than me, because when I was in school, there was a whole bunch of attitude about women who slept around. Like, yeah, guys would talk about how, oh, she's easy, she's a slut, like it's a good thing. But there's still, even today, I know there's still a stigma against girls who sleep around, girls who act slutty. Now, thankfully, a number of women have basically done the work to remove that stigma. And it's slowly going down. But, nah, dude.
They made us look into the red pill. To be aware of how they are.
Yep, there it is, the red pill. Just as I expected.
They did. We weren't born. The average man in America is not born knowing about the red pill. How many men do you know about this stuff? How many?
Far, far too many, in my opinion.
How many men? Probably 5%.
Alright, this is fucking boring. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we get it, dude. All the women you've tried to hook up with have been haters and fucking ditched you or whatever. Whatever, dude. I'm sorry that the women you've talked to have not liked you. You seem to have kind of a shitty personality, and taking the red pill isn't going to help that. So yeah, we're done here. Fuck this dude. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to like, share, and leave a comment because it helps me. Subscribe and ring that bell to help you. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.